Hello friends, hope you are enjoying our video lectures, and today we will talking about Government of India Act 1858. In this particular lecture we will cover background of this act, what were the highlights of this act, and what were the new offices introduced by this act. So let's start. So let's talk about the background of this act. All we know, there was a mutiny in 1857, though it was failure in many aspects, but it sends strong signal to the Britisher that company rule should be ended and the direct administration should be taken over by the crown. So the British Prime Minister at that time, Palmerstone, introduced a bill in the Parliament to take over the control of Indian administration directly by the crown, but he resigned due to some other reasons. Later on, Lord Stanley introduced another bill which was originally titled An Act for the Betterment Government of India, and it was finally passed by the British Parliament on August 2nd, 1858, and it was finally known as the Government of India Act 1858. So let's talk about the highlights of this bill. This bill was mainly introduced to take over the control of Indian administration and the company rule. So company rule was abolished with this act. It abolished Court of Directors and Board of Control, which was introduced by the Pitt's India Act. So with this act, the dual government system was ended in India. There was a controversial principle which introduced by Dalhousie, doctrine of Lapse. It was withdrawn with this act, and this act opened door for Indians to join government services. With this act, a new office was established which was called Secretary of State for India. So let's talk about the office of Secretary of State for India. He was member of British Cabinet and he was ultimately responsible to the British Parliament. Lord Stanley was the first Secretary of State for India and he was earlier President of Board of Control. Now they introduced Council of India, which consists of 15 members, out of which 7 members were to be elected by the Court of Directors and rest 8 was appointed by the Crown. Now Governor General acted as an agent of Secretary of State and he keeps control of Indian administration. A new office of Viceroy was introduced with this act. He was acting as a diplomat with the princely states. Now both these officers, Governor General and Viceroy, was held by a single person. This was done to avoid the conflict between both. Lord Canning became the first Viceroy of India. So mainly this bill was introduced to take control of Indian administration and it has very less element to soothe Indian people. So please subscribe our channel for more videos. Thank you very much.